Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. So we've got a few things to cover. It's not the most significant group of news, but it's also, I wouldn't say, the weakest grouping of news we've ever had either. So let's get into it here. We'll start with the Avatar Legends news, and we have a new update. So number 53 this time, the April update, which we've been waiting for. So we start off with starter set is now available internationally. So previously it was a Target exclusive and like specifically in America, like it was only available there and in that location. We knew it was going to eventually become available widespread, and now it is. So if you're not based in America, basically, you can order directly from Magpie. But if you are in America, you still have to rely on Target to get it. So it is still available. In the comments, they do still clarify that the adventures, the exclusive adventures as part of the starter set will be available digitally at some point, but they don't specify the exact details of when, where, how much sort of stuff. But at the very least, the starter set is now available to more people. So it costs $25, and then in terms of shipping, I did a quick check on this, and it seems like for the UK and Europe, it's sort of a set stock. Cheapest shipping is $18, which is a massive improvement from what it was before. I think they said it was glitched, but I'm not sure really what the situation was. They might have actually just recently added in the kind of economy shipping option, which seems to be flat 18 across the board, whether it's the core book or the starter set. And I think that's reasonable, but it's probably not particularly reasonable if you specifically just want the starter set, where it's going to be like 25 and then 18 shipping, like nearly doubling up for that. But keep in mind, the pre-order for the Republic City book is going live later in the month. So if you just decide to group up your order, so you pre-order the Republic City book and add in the starter set, you're still just paying the one shipping fee. Yes, you're going to get everything, I suppose, when the Republic City book finally ships, so you'll be late getting the starter set, but it is a way to save you on shipping here. And suddenly, you know, the idea, 60-70 euro worth of books for 18 shipping is a lot better than 25 for shipping, and then potentially paying double shipping if you just want to buy them both separately. So that's fine. Digital art pack and fan created tools license. So the art pack stuff is interesting. The actual art assets are not great. They have like 5 of the pictures from the playbooks. There's one generic picture with like Aang and Korra and the logo, and that's really about it. They do have stream overlays if you do want to do Avatar Legends streams. They have like kind of official like Avatar graphics, which is kind of cool. The best part, and maybe the reason you should go in and download some of this stuff, is the background art assets are actually quite cool. I'll just quickly show them off here if I can. Just to quickly show you, yeah, the art here, like that's it for the like art assets that they are giving you for this game. In terms of just standard art, like it's really not that great. These are a lot better though. Background art, some of this stuff is very, very nice here, so they're worth downloading for sure. Logos is just, as you expect, different versions of the Avatar Legends logo, and then the stream overlays are, as you can see here, for use if you want to actually do that. Fan created tools license, like other people have used, so that's there if you are interested in that. They're going to be at Gen Con, of course, and then we also have the All-Star Actual Play is going to go live for everyone on the Avatar Studios YouTube channel on April 26th. Now, this is just the official Avatar The Last Airbender YouTube channel. But interestingly, that is the first time I've actually seen it referred to by anyone really as the Avatar Studios YouTube channel. Because if you do click this link, it's just the standard Avatar YouTube channel, 2 million subscribers, that they're still referring to mainly as ATLA and Korra. So I don't know, they obviously know themselves that this is the official channel. It probably needs a marketing kind of overhaul to match more with where we're going, but it doesn't seem like we're ready to do that just yet. This is probably the more significant stuff here. The adventure played in the actual play is currently working through the approvals process. It will be released to backers, including pre-orders and late pledges. Once it's ready to go, stay tuned. I'm a little bit disappointed with this because I asked them in the last update what's going on. You said that we would have this by the time the All-Star Play actually came out. and it wasn't ready. They said there'd be an update in the next month's one, which is this, and all they're saying is just like it's in progress. I'm especially confused by this because this adventure is the one they played in the All-Star Play, which was filmed months ago, utilizing this information. And I get it, there's maybe a slight difference between giving like an early version of this to the few people playing that version of the game, that All-Star Play, when maybe it's not fully finished and stuff like that, versus you're now distributing this to customers and it works a little bit differently. But it still speaks to like what's going on here? Why is it still in approvals? Because the thing that we're kind of looking for here, I guess, is this where like the Zaison art is like from? Like this is where this is what that art was made for, is that it's art within this adventure. We assume that probably has to be the case. So that's where we're waiting for it to see what happens here. So hopefully it's not too long because we've been waiting for it for a while. Republic City book sneak peek. It's not much of a sneak peek. We've seen these pieces of art before, thanks to Alexandria Monique. This is the sneak peek. So one of the new playbooks is going to be the Outcast, and you can see one of the new kind of non-canon official design kind of type things of the Airbender character who has a scar on the side of their face, which is interesting. The Outcast was thrown out of their home for their unwillingness to compromise their integrity. Play the Outcast if you want to see things clearly and act on them while seeking a place where you can fit in. So yeah, this is just one of the character archetypes you can play as with your created character. So that is that. This is the exact same as it was before. Image is the same. This description up to here is the same, but they confirm here pre-orders for the book will begin later this month. And again, they reiterate along with a special surprise. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So we're obviously like just about halfway through the month already. So this is realistically only like 2 weeks away. And I'm really interested to see what they do here with this, because I think they know that people are more inclined to buy stuff if like there's bonuses. So I'm wondering, is that what it is, that like there'll be some sort of a like pre-order bonus type thing, or like deluxe version? Is that what they're talking about? Or will there just be a general like news announcement to coincide with the update? Like I'm kind of wondering, like, do they have plans for like, say, beyond this? Like, will they talk about the Spirit World book? Will they talk about maybe that they're doing more beyond those two planned books? Because I think people would like to see them continue. It's clearly been a success. Do the Yang Chen era. That would be cool. Do Wan's era, in terms of ones that we at least know a bit about. But who knows? It'll be interesting to see what the surprise actually is. Then we'll switch over to this. So Free RPG Day, this is Legends RPG news as well. So Free RPG Day is coming up on June 24th, 2023. So this is basically for role-playing games, the equivalent to Free Comic Book Day, where people will be putting out like exclusive adventures, previews, and accessories to provide an unparalleled day of role-playing celebration. So pretty exciting. They'll get cool stuff if you attend. And one of their partners is Magpie Games. So if you click the sneak peek here, something for Root, but you'll see Avatar has stuff here. So 12 units in a kit, so there'll be free stuff for Avatar here. The Movers and Shakers Adventure, along with a quick start rules guide, will be available. So this is you and your companions must safeguard the production of a new mover, Sengo, Lady of the Winds, from the Creeping Crystal Triad. And it's a Korra era adventure, as you can see here. So that's pretty exciting, I think. Movers is interesting to see, like, does that mean Varric has to be involved, or will we get introduced to characters who more represent how movers are done, and seeing the development of that kind of like industry in the world of Avatar? That will be interesting. And then from the Creeping Crystal Triad, which of course we know from Turf Wars, this is Jargala's Triad. So that's a bit of an interesting one as well, to see if we learn more about the Creeping Crystals. I guess that means Jargala probably has to be in here as well. And you wonder, like, is there any art in this associated with it, or what? Because it'll be interesting, like, if they did, like, we got like a kind of animation style art for like Jargala. Could be interesting. But anyway, there's that. But they also have a physical item, black and white Twee and Law dice as well. Now, you'll note that these dice were effectively also produced for the starter set, but it's more the kind of blue navy versions, and this is the black and white versions here. So there's that. Now, this all seems great, you know, free adventure, free dice, but how widespread is this event? So if you click the For Gamers section here, they have a kind of thing, find a retailer near you. I'm in Ireland. I checked Dublin, and doesn't seem like there's anything. Yes, we're still quite a few weeks away from this, but compared to, so like, Free Comic Book Day, where you know about the event like over 6 months in advance, nearly every comic book store like that you possibly could know is involved in it. This does not seem to be that. I'm not sure if this is a new thing or if this has been going on for years and years, but it does not seem to be super widespread outside of America all that much. Now, by all means, check your own country, where you're from, to see if there is anywhere available. But I did a quick check for like some stuff in Ireland, some of the bigger places in the UK. It doesn't seem like there's that much. So I'm not sure if it's just that it's going to be super US centric, but it does mean that, like, if that's the way it works, these exclusive items for the day go from being fun, cool things to being actually surprisingly exclusive items that a lot of people can't really get. So, I don't know. Will this work in the same way as Free Comic Book Day, where even if you can't attend, the publishers put those books up digitally for free, like a couple of days, a week after the event? Will they do the same here for like this new content here, which I think people would like to read? I get it. There's not much you can do about the dice in terms of just offering it to everyone, but a full-on adventure feels like, you know, okay, are we doing something here? Now, I don't think Magpie specifically talked about this, apart from the fact that this information is up on the website. So we'll see what they say about that as they go forward. But it is something to kind of keep in mind, that if you would like to have all of the adventures, it's being made a little bit tricky to kind of try to do that, because obviously you have to double dip for the starter set if you want some of them. Now, admittedly, they will be offered later for purchase. This is a weird one where it's being offered for free, so will they just give this to everyone? I don't really know. Might they tie this in with the pre-order for the Republic City thing as like an extra thing? That'd be somewhat nice to do. It depends on when the release date is, of course, because this is in June and it looks like summer is the release date for that book. I don't think they've actually said exactly when it's coming out, so, you know, maybe people get it here first, but this might also be included with the Republic City stuff. I know the adventure that's with the book is a racing one. It's about the kind of Satomobile kind of racing kind of scene, I think, more than anything. So this is a separate one to that, but will they offer it in some way? Interesting to note. And then on Free Comic Book Day, just so everyone is aware, it is coming up in just a few weeks. May 6th, so we're only like 2 and a bit weeks away from this event, and we will be getting half a free book for Avatar this year. High Republic is the main focus, but Avatar is the other half. The description, of course, is this: Aang and his friends come across a village decimated by the Fire Nation. One survivor, a young child named Lumi, refuses to open up to anyone except fellow Earth Kingdom native Toph. So I guess that means Toph will become the focus here. She'll have to have a bit of a unique dynamic where she has to try to interact with this young child, and whose connection seems to be purely on the basis of they're from the same nation. So it might be Toph a little bit outside of her comfort zone. It'll be interesting where this is set. Is this post-series? Is this in the middle of the series? I don't think we know exactly yet. But it's something. It's new content coming in just a couple of weeks. So remember this. Then we have this, so merchandise news. So this is Mighty Jaxx. So available from to pre-order from 26th of the 4th. What these are, let me go up here, is they seem to be blind boxed figures. It's a set of 7, from what I know. Everything is a common except the Appa and Momo. This is your rare or ultra rare one. So the others are normal, and this is your rare one. They are sold separately in one box, or you buy the full kind of display, and it's 6 in it. There's a few details on them down here. There are no repeats in a tray of 6. Rare character not guaranteed. So If you get the standard box, you will get Iroh, Toph, Zuko, Sokka, Katara, and Aang. If you get lucky, you'll get the Appa, but I guess Appa will replace one of the others, and you'll have to try and find the other one somewhere like that. So at least the confirmation of no repeats if you just buy the full box is a good thing. But they are somewhat expensive blind box. Like $13 for one is it's a little bit much. Now they are what, 3.5 inch tall. It's a bit cut off here, but 3.5 inch tall PVC/vinyl blind box. And it's the Crystal Fuens across Avatar: The Last Airbender Series 1, so they might do a Series 2 as well. So taking a bit of a closer look here, there's the exclusive, the ultra rare Appa and Momo, which looks quite nice. There's Aang, Toph. Who else do we have? Are these buttons not working? Why are they not working? But anyway, here is Zuko, Sokka, Katara, and Aang. I think it's a pretty nice selection. The obvious ones. The obviously weird point is that everything is like an early appearance, except it's book 3 Zuko instead of book 1 Zuko. And my thoughts on that are more of just that they always do that for Zuko in most cases, but why not use everyone in their book 3 outfit? Why not book 3 Sokka, book 3 Katara, which needs to be used a lot more, and book 3 Aang? But the reason is that they want to have, I suppose, book 1 Aang, because that's what a lot of the marketing kind of like stuff for Avatar still is. It's book 1 Aang. But it is weird that they always make sure to change Zuko, but they don't change the other characters, and it's just a little bit frustrating. Of course, as the series goes on, you can add in the other ones, other designs for characters, but it's always a bit weird. It's always off. You never just get the full set in the right outfit at the right period of time. It's so weird the way they do that. And I think these are cool, except it feels a little late. A couple of years ago, I think this would be super cool, but because we've had so many different lines of action figures, and this is probably like the 4th or 5th attempt at like chibi figures as well, it feels a little late to the party here. So, you know, by all means, go to this website. Link in the description to Mighty Jaxx if you want or are interested in this and want to check it out. But obviously, you can see here the tray of 6 is like $70. They look good, but at least for me, it feels like I already have stuff in my collection that is very similar to this. And unless I see these in a store, probably not something I'm going to go out of my way to try and grab. So there's that. Then we get into this. So we're talking about the Avatar Earth Month thing that started last week. So it started last week with this, where we obviously got the really cool reveal. Official art for Jianzhu, Tagaka, and Hei-Ran. And it basically confirms to you, because it says Avatar Generations on all the images, it says Avatar Generations in the text. We know there's an update coming at some point this month for Avatar Generations. We know already from press releases they were planning to do specifically the Rise of Kyoshi content in the game. It's very obvious what's happening here, what this is all building up to, what this is like, this marketing push towards. Why they're highlighting that it is never before seen art is that Avatar Generations is finally getting its first other generation, and they're doing a big Kyoshi update, and that's why they're revealing some of these characters who all appear in the somewhat early stages of the Rise of Kyoshi. Now obviously there's other characters behind the scenes, because I do sort of videos sort of in collaboration with Avatar Generations. I do have early access to some of this art and some of the art that they haven't revealed yet. I can't show it off, of course, because they have to officially show it off first, and so on. But I know some of the other stuff that they're planning to do, because you'll note the final image from this first week of the event was to highlight that there's a sweepstakes coming next week, the week after, and the week after that. And obviously with that, you assume new art is coming. And that's exactly kind of what we got. There was a little bit of a switch up. We went from never before seen art to them highlighting in this week's post Master Momo from Nightmares and Daydreams, Samurai Appa from Nightmares and Daydreams as well, and also mounts from the game. Now, this is a much more specifically sort of stuff that is in the game now, currently. because this is a summon banner that's going on at the moment to get the support characters Momo and Appa in these outfits. It's this kind of like dream event thing that they're doing. It's probably one of the weaker banners that they've done because there's no characters as such. These are just supports, so it's a lot of stats and stuff like that rather than specific characters. But still, cool enough. Mounts, though, are not in the game, at least in any sort of way this is suggesting what they are. So this looks like more of a tease for maybe something that's coming with the update, because what you say about mounts so far is that, yes, there's a few characters on Komodo Rhinos so far. I think the Colonel Monkey, as well as one of the Zuukos that you can get, is on a Komodo Rhino. But there's no point in the game where you really see these animals like separately like this. They're obviously done this chibi style because you see this in the game on the adventure map when your characters are traveling around. So is this suggesting that one thing that will be added into the game is the ability to get or I don't know, buy these mounts that might like add on to your character? So if you just have like Katara or any of the characters, you can literally just put them on one of these mounts and it maybe speeds up traveling through the paths. Does it give you reward bonuses, or are they just purely cosmetic things to add to your like experience here? So like it's pretty cool, of course, because you know obviously there's a few ones where like we've seen characters riding rhinos before. Makes sense. June, of course, another characters we've seen on Nyla. The only characters we've seen riding a badger mole for the most part are like, well, Cave of Two Lovers, and then like I think Wu is on some as well at some point. You know, you have that sort of stuff, and then they're highlighting some of the other animals as well. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this works, because we know at some point, I think from press releases, they were going to add like cosmetic stuff into the game. You can already see in the game that there's the mention of like outfits for characters which aren't in the game yet. I'm wondering if it's the same sort of idea here, is that if mounts will be another kind of cosmetic layer for characters just to make them look differently while traveling the adventure paths. So I'm not sure. It doesn't say anything about why they're necessarily mentioned here, and nothing behind the scenes that I've seen mentions mounts, so it's a bit of a kind of odd one to just like see them mentioned here like so. But again, these are sweepstakes, so like this is a contest thing that's going on like each week, so do keep that in mind. So we'll get more art, I guess, potentially new stuff in the coming days for the next one, which will be this middle one, and there'll be one more after that. Now, I think I have a sense for what they will do for these remaining ones. Obviously, I think there's some more characters that if you've been following my Twitter, I've done some slight teasing about certain characters that I think we'll see. But if you're familiar with the Rise of Kyoshi, you know they're doing the Rise of Kyoshi from the start, and based on the characters that they showed off here, who are the missing really obvious characters from the Rise of Kyoshi? I think you guys all know what characters you're going to be able to play as in the Kyoshi expansion, so keep that in mind here. So pretty fun stuff. So yeah, that basically has been the video. One final thing, actually completely nearly forgot to mention this. Also, Runes of the Empire Omnibus Edition is out now in comic stores. Came out yesterday, but because of like Easter stuff, my comic book store only had it today. But technically the comic book store release date was yesterday. Now, for this week, it's only comic book stores. Tuesday next week, April 18th, is when it will be available everywhere. So just do keep in mind, the second core omnibus for Runes of the Empire, the one with Kuvira in it, is out this week in comic stores, next week everywhere else. So do keep that in mind. So yeah, that has been the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on all this stuff. Some Avatar Legends information, a little bit of merchandise information, and then what are your thoughts on how the Earth Month is going in terms of them promoting some like new art in tandem with Avatar Generations? What are your thoughts on this, and what are you guys expecting from more art going forward? But that has been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.